Okay, in this video, I'm going to explain how to replace a CPU board in a Universal Laser Model VLS platform series. So we're looking at the rear compartment here. The first thing you want to do is remove the laser cartridge out of the system. Very simple. You basically disconnect the DB15 cable from the laser cartridge, pick it up and walk away with it. It's only held down by gravity. When you do put the laser cartridge back in case you've never done this, you have a metal tab right over here. That's an alignment tab. The laser cartridge needs to be aligned to the right. So the laser cartridge has to be touching that tab on its right side as you are lowering it into the system. That's for alignment reasons. So for tools, a ball end Allen wrench like this is definitely going to help you removing the screws. Makes it a lot easier. Also having a pair of needle nose, maybe a flashlight, and some regular Allen wrenches. So if you look over here, there's two ways to remove the CPU board. You could remove it from the underside. A lot of people do it that way. In some ways that's easier, but it's also in some ways it's more difficult. But it can be removed from the top, and that's what I'm going to do here. So this cover right here is held down by two screws that are already removed here. You remove these two little screws here, and you can slide this cover right off. Now we have the CPU board exposed. So the first thing I do is remove all the connectors, because the CPU board is screwed down into place right now and firmly, so you have it's easier ability to remove the connectors and unplug them. So basically you go in and start unplugging the connectors. Sometimes they can be a little bit stubborn on some versions of the board. Over this side. This one over here can be a little stubborn. And the one over here, not so bad. And then finally, you also have a little connector over here. And that you remove that as well. That's a little pressure sensor for the air assist on the system. So you got to kind of squeeze the connector and pick it up out of there. That also can be for some reason stubborn on some systems. So there is a ribbon cable attached to the bottom of the board right now. So now we can go ahead and remove the screws. So you got a screw here, a screw here, a screw here, and one over here, but mine is not there right now. Some people don't put that screw back, which is fine by me, because 3 screws holds it down securely. So now I can take my needle nose and pick up the screws and get them out of there carefully. Of course, a little bit more here. All right, so the board is now ready to kind of work out of there. So it's an amazingly tight fit in there to get out through the top, but believe it or not, you can do it. So I'm going to put this down, my phone down for a second here. I'm not a professional videographer here. So you can kind of work it a little bit to the right, and then if it's, as long as it's aligned to the back, you can work it straight up and out of there, just like so. And there we are. You got this ribbon right here, as I mentioned. Unplug that. And there we are. Phone's upside down. There you go. So, you put the board back in, kind of basically in reverse order. Plug that ribbon in first, lower it down in there carefully, mount the screws, It's handy to have those needle nose. You can kind of hold a screw with a ball nose Allen on the back screw to get it in there, the back two screws. Be aware, a new CPU board that you put in the system is not going to be flashed or programmed for your system exactly. It could be flashed from the factory as a different model, like a VLS 360, could be a VLS 460, 475, whatever. There are hotkeys to change that very quickly on your computer. And the same goes with any other settings that you have saved, meaning Z-axis calibration, rotary fixture calibration, flat table calibration, all very simple things to take care of once you install your new CPU board. And that's it. I hope this helps.